What is up, people? This is Prophet. I'm coming to do with a TDM gameplay on Village. It's a comeback gameplay. This is going to be a long subject, so if I run out of time, I'll throw another gameplay on there. But what I want to touch on today is life, and more specifically, life changes. Now, in life, I have had moments where I feel like my life has kind of been stagnant, like nothing's really going good, and I feel that changes will help me in the long run. And usually I'm right. They usually do help me. So I've kind of gotten into one of those slumps again, and I feel like I need to change some things in my life. During the process of this change, some things have gone good, some things have gone bad, some things, I wish wouldn't have gone the way they did. But it is what it is. I can't change them. I wish I could, but I can't. But let's get down to it of what is a life change. A life change isn't small things within your life. I don't mean like talking to someone or well, I should say, I don't mean like how you deal with friends or, things that you're going to do in school or in your job or anything like that. I mean pretty massive changes that usually take a good amount of time, work, and effort. Those would be starting a new career, starting a career, going back to school, going to school, starting or stopping relationships with friends or family, or possibly starting a relationship with someone or stopping a relationship with someone. Those are pretty big changes that take time, and they take work basically. Now that being said, you don't want to make choices on your own when it comes to these things. You really want to talk to everyone who's involved. If you're talking about starting or stopping a romantic relationship, talk to the, who you and your significant other, both of you, talk it out, work it out, see where you're at and everything like that. If you're talking about family stuff, you should really think about that, because family's extremely important and they will always be there for you no matter what. Friends are kind of fickle, but I mean, you will come to a point where you will have good friends and find good friends. So that's still another thing that you might not talk to them directly about, but you might notice changes and you might want to call them out on that so they know what's going on. But talk to people, talk to everyone that you can, that you feel that their opinion matters, that you value their opinion, because that will actually make making a choice easier. Because as humans, we're really introspective, so we always have the inside looking out. And sometimes a lot of people want to look at life as a mathematical equation, if you will, that this is the final end result, or this is the final product. It has to be either, black or white, A or B. There is no in between. And the thing about life is it's not like that. Life is constantly changing. It's ever growing. It's a wonderful thing. And the fact that it's always changing is that means that there's a lot of gray area. So you can't really be that hard line of, oh, well, this is done and over and I can't do this, so it's just done. You got to close that door. And you really shouldn't do that, because in doing that, you might actually lose something good in your life because you're not seeing other things. Your friends and family will be able to tell if something in your life is going really good or really bad. By the same token, if something new in your life is going good and you're happy, try to keep that there. Keep that in your life. Happiness is good. Happiness will make things better. I'm not going to say that your life is going to be all happiness. It's not. There's going to be moments where things are going to suck. I've had a lot of bad experiences in my life that sucked, but I didn't let those bad moments try and push away good moments, because I was afraid of what might happen if a good thing went bad. And that's a big problem that people face too. You have that fear of the unknown, of what if. And you can't really fear the what ifs in life. If you do, you'd never really progress or evolve as a person. It's very difficult to see what's going to happen in the future, and nobody really can. So you kind of have to live in the now. The way I always look at it is, I like to keep things in the now perspective when it comes to family, friends, relationships, career, and everything like that. But I also look at the long run in the sense of, picture life as a photo album, okay? You see these pictures, you see these happy moments, you see the bad moments, but you don't choose a path to take to get to those things. You kind of make the path as you go along. You live every day like it's going to be your last almost, because if you do, then you'll be able to more easily figure out what's the good and the bad in your life. Going back to the black and white issue, the thing is that because we're so ingrained with thinking that that's the way it is, sometimes you can push the good stuff out of your life because it's new, just because something isn't feeling right. And that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes the new stuff in life could be really good for you. They could be great. It could be awesome. But something old in your life is actually what's hindering the progression of the good stuff in your life. So it might be that you don't really need to take out the new thing, the X in the formula, but you really need to take out one of the old numbers that you had there already, because that's actually what's kind of messing with your head. And that goes back to what I said before, which your body, your head, your heart, your soul, everything inside you, because of everything that you've learned, even though you haven't experienced everything in life, the things that you see, the stories you hear, friends, family, all that help subconsciously mold how your body takes things. If it's good, that usually mean that it's really good, and it doesn't mean that if something goes wrong or something starts to feel really bad, or you start to feel really bad, act out, something isn't right, you get out of the groove that you normally in, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Change isn't bad. New stuff isn't bad. Sometimes old stuff is bad. I'm not going to say all the new things in your life are going to be good. Some of them might be bad for you. You might want to avoid some of them. But you'll usually be able to tell if the new things in your life are bad or if it's the old things in your life. And what I mean by that is, usually if you're happy with something new in your life and you still feel kind of bad, that's something in your life that's old that's actually messing with your head. And you really have to go with your gut feeling on that. I can't stress that enough, that you can't overthink things. You can't sit there and think, oh, well, this is what I need to do because this is the best thing to do. The best thing to do is not always the right thing to do. I'm going to say that again. The best thing to do is not always the right thing to do. Sometimes the wrong thing will lead you to a good thing, even though it doesn't seem like the best thing to do. Also, something that might lead into a good thing, it might be tough. It might take a ton of work. It might suck at first. You might feel really bad or uncomfortable, or you start to get depressed or something. But in the end, it will pay off because that thing in your life that's good is still there. And that's one thing that you need to kind of wrap your head around, the fact that although it doesn't seem like a great thing right now, it's just good at the moment, it'll grow into something great. Friends, family, relationships, careers, everything has to grow from something. And if you have something good, don't push it away, because if it was actually bad, then you wouldn't feel happy at all. It would be a bad situation all around. You'd constantly be depressed. None of it, not a single part of it, would make you happy. At the end of the day, you have to do things that make you happy. It's your life. Don't worry about what everyone else thinks. You're not going to become a failure just because you bring something new and happy into your life. Make new friends, start a new relationship, start a new career. It'll all lead to great things if you maintain the aspect of, if it feels right and feels good, then it's probably right and good in your life. Like I said, these are techniques and thoughts that I always come to and use in order to make decisions in my life when it regards my life, and I hope it'll help you out in the future in whatever you do. That's all I have, and I will see you guys online. Peace.